Hello and welcome to the Nikon D5200 channel. We're just going to have a quick overview now of the scene modes which are available on the Nikon D5200. There are 11 or so in total, and you access them here on the dial mode by pushing the dial around to scene. So if we just switch the camera on like that, you can see that the scene mode that is available at the moment is in the top left hand corner, and you can move them along by just turning this here. So if we, this is the rotary dial of course, so if we start off at the beginning, this is night portrait. Now night portrait is quite handy because it gives you a good balance between the subject, which is obviously usually in the foreground, and the background, and obviously is ideal for low light. It's recommended here that you use a tripod for this for obvious reasons. The next one is night landscape, which it's also a good idea to use a tripod for. That is a scene mode which is very good. It reduces the amount of noise that you're likely to get, and also tends to cut the amount of glare that you get from strong lights in a night scene, particularly if you're looking at a cityscape. It'll cut back the glare of neon signs and that sort of stuff. Again, as I say, use a tripod for that if you can. The one after that is for parties and indoor shots. It's useful for, as it says, indoor shots, because it's quite good at filtering out some of the extremes of the internal lights that you might get either in a restaurant or at home. The one after that is beach and snow, and also water, though it doesn't mention that. And that's pretty good because it stops the camera stopping down to curtail the amount of light that comes in. So it keeps the picture very bright and very light, which is what you would expect from a beach shot or a shot in snow. It also switches off the flash and the flash assist, so you just need to bear that in mind. The one after that, or the two after that really, because they're pretty much the same, are sunset and dusk. They both keep the deep colours that you get at nightfall or at dusk time, and again there's no flash attached to these. It won't work, so you need to really bear that in mind, and also if you can, use a tripod. The one after that is pet portrait, which I'm sure will be very popular. That will give you a slightly faster shutter speed, and also will switch off the AF assist illuminator so that your cat or dog, as we assume that's what they'll be, doesn't get particularly spooked by the flash going off beforehand. After that is the candlelight scene. That again has no flash, and a tripod is recommended, but it's very good at enhancing that colour, that specific colour that you get with candlelight, and it gives you a nice warm image. Blossom, again, doesn't operate with a flash, but it does tend to pick up the richness and brightness of the colours that you get with either blossoms or flowers. You probably want to use a tripod with that just to get the depth of field. Autumn colours, again, that picks up the richness particularly of the reds and the yellows in any picture that you're taking. So obviously an autumnal shot with the browns and the reds would look very good with that. And then finally, the food scene just emphasises all the vivid colours that you might get with any bright coloured foods, any bright greens or reds, and really brings those images, those colours out in your image. So those are the scenes that you get in the Nikon D5200. There are 11 in total, as I say. They're really just so that you can help the camera help you to take the best pictures in specific scenes and specific scenarios. Obviously, if you want to shoot on manual, then you can dictate things much better yourself if that's what you want to do. But they're a shortcut to being able to take half-decent pictures in specific types of scenarios that you may come across. And that's the end of this overview.